I started doing workshops and doing groups where I'm getting up in front of others, like outside of the gym setting, and talking about resilience and perseverance and goal setting and vision and taking action.
You should know what 1 hour of your time is worth. You should know the value that you bring to the marketplace. You know what your passion is.
It starts with clarity of vision. If you don't have the clarity of vision, whatever next thing you get, you're not going to see it through because you don't have the clarity of vision. So the point of my pain was being told you will never run or jump again. And all that stuff, I was like, you know what? Like, I want to be able to take this even bigger.
If you know why you do what you do, you have to know how to charge for what you do. That's how you're going to change your life, and that's how you're going to leave a legacy for your children and your family. You got to know your worth.
Happy Thursday, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rob, and I am back with episode number 358 of Shut Up and Grind, where we're all about overcoming obstacles, defying the odds, and inspiring you to block whatever is blocking the path to your success. So now I have guests on from all over the world and sharing about how they get through struggles, how they defy the odds, how do they keep going when life gets tough. Because it happens to everyone. So our goal with this show is to empower, to inspire, to ignite the fire inside of you, and then unleash the beast so you can have the fulfillment that you're looking for in your life. So helping me have this discussion today is Nicky. Right? So expect raw, no BS conversations, actionable frameworks, and stories that hit like a heavyweight. Whether you're grinding through startup chaos, recovering from setbacks, or aiming to level up your legacy, this episode is your roadmap to next level living. So let's bring Nicky into the show. How we doing? Great, good.
Robert, I'm blessed, I'm grateful, I'm glad to be here.
Love it, great answer. Where are you joining me from?
Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Canada, nice. Another international guest. I love it. All right, so let's dive right in because I know we're in a time pinch. So at your core, how would you describe yourself?
That is a fantastic question. The best way to answer it is to tell you a little bit about my backstory. I'm actually originally an immigrant from the Middle East. I'm a Christian from Iran. Iran's in the news the last little while. And I'll tell you, when I was 11 years old, the Islamic Revolution took place. The theocrats, the mullahs took over our country. There was gun battles in the streets. My mom and dad took a look at what was happening, and they said, this is not a place to raise a Christian family. They made a plan. Took them 2 years, but they got me and my two brothers out of Iran into Greece. Took them another 2 years. They got us to Canada. And at first, I didn't want to leave my home or my friends. But as time went on, I could see the majesty, the nobility of the sacrifice my mom and dad made. They took us from a legacy of tyranny, and they brought us to a legacy of freedom. Inside every human breast beats the living heart of freedom. And that's who I am at my core, the living heart of freedom. Every man, every woman on this planet yearns to chart their own course, to march to the tune of their own drummer, to be free. And if you're an entrepreneur, freedom is at the basis of what lets you win. It's your core. Without freedom, you can't have free expression. Without free expression, you can't come up with your entrepreneurial ideas. And without coming up with your entrepreneurial ideas, you cannot use the free enterprise system. And without the free enterprise system, brother, you can't be an entrepreneur. You're going to be somebody kissing a tyrant's butt just to get crumbs so you can breathe and live. Let freedom live, let freedom live, let freedom live. And may the men and women of Iran, may the people of Iran be free once more.
I think that was the best answer I ever got. You gave me goosebumps during that. Oh, man. All right, so what was your biggest adjustment in leaving Iran and going to Greece?
Didn't speak the language, man. Had to learn a little bit about Greek and how Greek culture and society was different than Iranian culture and society. But, eventually that happened, and we could see the Greek people were beautiful people, and they welcomed us with open arms, and it was wonderful to be embraced in that fashion.
Okay, so in leaving Greece and going to Canada, was there a culture shock there as well?
Oh my God, even bigger than Greece, man. Like the Greeks, Mediterraneans, they had that hot blood just like we Persians do. North Americans, not so much, man. Canada's cold, literally and figuratively, at least a little bit. But as I got to spend time here and become part of the cultural fabric, the milieu of Canada, I could see that it was a beautiful place, a place where men and women are free. You can say bad things about the prime minister and you won't go to jail, and that's a beautiful thing.
So touch base on that a little bit more before we dive into the crux of everything. Because I think a lot of people in this country don't understand the freedoms that we have here. So just describe a little bit of what it was like living in Iran and how different it is from living here. Well, you live in Canada, so living here in North
Iran under the Shah was a very free country. I mean, not totally free, but very free. It was westernized in so many ways. It was beautiful. As soon as the mullahs came in, they shut all that down. The heavy hand of repression meant people were arrested, put up against the wall, and shot.
Wow.
And kids were turned into brainwashed propaganda consumers. I mean, you can go on Instagram right now and see children in Iran under the Shah, children in Iran under the Islamic Republic. And it's just night and day. One is a beautiful scene of warmth, happiness, and love, and the other is a dystopian nightmare of repression that you wouldn't wish on your worst enemy.
Boy, oh boy. All right, so you're in Canada now, and what were you thinking about doing for a career at that point?
Well, man, I always wanted to be like my father, who was an entrepreneur. My father is the greatest man I've ever known. Man, if you met him, Rob, you would love this man. If you were his friend and you were looking for work, if he didn't have a job for you himself, he'd come bring you to his office, clear his calendar, call all his friends, and ethically manipulate them till one of them gave you a job. If you were his friend and you were trying to start a business, brother, he'd sit you down, listen to your ideas carefully, and then give you his best advice, connect you with sources of capital, connect you with potential clients. And he'd do this even if you were competing with him, because he didn't really believe in competition. If you were his friend and you were trying to buy a car or a house and the bank wouldn't quite give you enough, you need like $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 top up. You'd go to him and you'd say, Mr. Billou, I need $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $10,000 to buy this car, this house. He'd say, sure. He'd write you a check. And then you'd come back trying to repay the loan, and he'd say, no, go away. That wasn't a loan. It was a gift. He says, but it was a loan. No, don't insult me. Get out of here. Go help somebody. That's the kind of man my dad was, man. That man just was awesome. He'd tell me every day, Nicky, life is about people. It's not about money or numbers. People. Okay, Dad. Business is about people, not money or numbers. I go, but Dad, money, business, you need money to do business, right? Yeah, but first you need people. Without people, there's no need for money. What is business? It's about solving problems for people for a profit. You solve acute problems for amazing people, and you make an awesome profit. That is the awe-inspiring purpose of business. And I'm telling you what, that is a beautiful thing. That is what gets people excited about being around you, knowing that you are a people-first person. And a lot of good people in business, they go, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to sell. I don't know how to market. I don't like selling. Selling's rough. I don't want to be pushy or reek of commission breath. And they lose out on business they should get. And some charlatan marketer scoops up that business because they don't care if they deliver or not, but they are good at playing on people's emotions. And then everybody loses. The sum total of goodness in the world goes down. You lose, you don't get the business. The client loses, they don't get their problem solved. Even the charlatan loses because karma is real.
Yep. My sister says facts. Real currency is paying it forward. Yeah. So
yes,
our father was like that too. Like there was no quitting that man. Like no matter what he wanted to accomplish, he found a way to accomplish it. And when I opened up my gym, let's go back 2 years prior to that. I remember having a conversation with my mother. We were actually just talking about this just yesterday. That I remember going to her saying, I'm going to open up a gym. Now, mind you, I dropped out of college 3 times, right? So everything that you just mentioned about like the marketing, the branding, I didn't have any of that. But I had about 45 clients training with me in a local park. So I was like, I'm on to something. People are becoming drawn to this program. It's working for them or drawn to me, whichever. And I was like, I just have to lean into that. So when I finally opened up the gym, we had 150 members and we were profitable from the very first month. You know, from paying attention to the people and addressing what they need.
Absolutely. Brother, that is where it's at. You know, I had a client once. He was a personal fitness trainer when I met him. And he was a good dude. He's the kind of dude, man, that you would say to your sister, yo, you need to date Dan. Stop dating all those losers you're going out with. He's a good guy. Go date him. That's how good a dude he was. But he sucked at business. And, you know, sucked is a technical business term. I'm sure you've heard of it. Right?
Yep.
It's one of those technical business. So he came to me because I'd helped some of his friends make money. And he said, Nicky, can you help me? I said, I can help you. I said, tell me, what do you do? Who's your ideal client? He says, Nicky, I'm a personal fitness trainer. I can help anybody with any fitness problem. I can help them lose weight. I can help them put on muscle. I can help them get ready for a wedding or a vacation. I can do it all. I said, oh, that's why you only have 7 clients. You're trying to be all things to all people. He said, what? I said, well, you try to be all things to all people. You're nothing to nobody. So I said, let's narrow your focus. He said, okay, narrow my focus. He said, I got it. I'm going to help doctors. I'm going to help doctors. Doctors? Why doctors? Well, my dad's a doctor. I love my dad. I go, that's good. Why else? You doctors make a lot of money. I'm like, what? Doctors make a lot of money. I go, no, you can't go after money. You got to go after like something meaningful, something real. People will feel it. No, I'm doing it. You got 1, 2 clients. That's it. A month or so later, I go, Danny, we got to change this. It's not working. He goes, yeah, you're right. I got it. Cardiologist. I'm going to go work with cardiologist. Yeah. Why?
Your energy is insane.
Money to doctors. Are you kidding me? I just told you, don't go for the money. No, I'm doing it. Got no clients. No cardiologists. But what he did get was he got a Paralympian athlete to work with him. Papito Wilson, missing legs from a childhood accident. These two just hit it off. They worked well together. He helped him win medals, major international competitions. Okay. That's what happened. He comes to me, he goes, Nicky, I owe you an apology. I go, what for? He says, you've been telling me not to go after the money. I didn't listen. Oh, my goodness, you did not. That's true. He said, I'm going to just go after meaning now. He said, I think I want to help people with missing limbs because I know how to help them. I said, Danny, that's a great idea. Go for it. Rob, he was making $1,200 a month when I started seeing him. He had 7 clients. In the next 6 weeks, he got 400 new clients. 400. Wow. He went from $1,200 a month to over $100,000 a month as a personal fitness trainer.
Wow.
Because he stopped going after the money and he started going after meaning, making a difference. Take the attention off you, put it on the other person. Take the attention off you, put it on the other person. The reason you don't feel you can sell is because you're focused on what's in it for you. And that makes you nervous. I wonder if they like me. I hope they like me. What you need to focus on is them, what they need, why they're in pain. They're a soul in suffering. They're in front of you because they need that suffering alleviated. It is your duty to do everything you can to alleviate it. And when they feel that, they'll buy from you. If they think it's all about you, they won't buy from you. The end. Mic drop. See you later.
Yeah, so I wrote down because I'm going to clip that because I was actually having a coaching call with a personal trainer local here in Rhode Island. and she works at a gym. And I told her, I was like, if you really want to make it as a personal trainer, you can't work at a gym. It's like you just can't, because the gym is going to get all the money and they're going to pay you pennies, right?
Yes.
I said, well, that too, and you have to stay within the gym's parameters. I said, when you have your own space, I said we had the whole discussion about niching down, because again, she wants to work with the whole world, and I drew her, the what do you call it, the target, right? Like a bullseye target, and I told her, I said, right here, this is you. This is the whole sea of all the other gyms. Your Planet Fitness, your Crunch Fitness, Orange Theory, that's all of them. So then you have the next ring in, that's like your spin studio, your yoga studios, Pilates, it's a little more targeted. But then we'll even use your example. Then you have the guy who's training people with missing limbs, right? That's the bullseye. And I told her, I said, that doesn't mean that you can't work with other people, but from a branding perspective, you cannot be labeled as an expert if you have everything listed. Like list what you're best at, and then from there you pluck out those other things that you want to do. Like my business, I'll tell you quickly. Yeah, like my business tripled when my business coach said, because I was trying to be everything to everyone. My business coach is like, look at your classes. Who's in there the most? And I'm like, moms. He's like, there you go. He goes, market to moms. And once I zeroed in on that one area, yeah, my business tripled.
Amen. So I created this beautiful thing called the ideal client model. You look at the people you've gotten the best results for. You look at the people that you've enjoyed working with the most. You look at the people that were easiest to do business with. They pay you in full upfront, give you lots of referrals. Whoever is on all three lists, that's your ideal client. If they're not on all three lists, they're not your ideal client. You want to use this to help yourself get rich. You use this, you'll get rich. You don't use this, you won't.
Exit the solo layout. Yes, true. It's so true. Wait, hold on, my sister's got a comment. When I train new salespeople, I do it so they have the tools to succeed in sales. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And when I'm working with other trainers, I tell them, I'm like, you're not selling a program. You're not selling a gym. You're selling their end result. It's like, find out why they're here. You borderline type 2 diabetes, your cholesterol is a little bit high. You want to get your blood pressure under control, or just whatever that answer is. Then when it comes time for the pricing, it's like, I can help you do this, I can help you do that, and this is how much the investment is. Like that's the whole process. Like people think sales has to be sleazy, and it's not. You just match a solution to their problem. What are your thoughts?
Take the attention off you, put the attention on them. It won't be sleazy. Yep. If you're all about serving out of suffering, you're going to win. The ideal Clint model. I love it. The ideal Clint model. My favorite actor, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. So back to the taking it off of you thing. What I tell people is like, it's about purpose. It's like I do what I do in this gym, on this podcast, when I speak on other people's podcasts, what I do with my track team, it has nothing to do with me. It's like I do this show, yes, because I was told I'd never run a jump again, and I want to inspire people to stop putting limitations on themselves or letting other people put limitations on them. So like this is nothing about me just sharing my story, just like how my story relates to them. In the gym, I don't do my classes just so I can feel like a tough guy. It's like I put these people through the ringer so they can expand their comfort zone, and it helps them out there in everyday life. So what would be the thing that you say makes you uniquely you?
You know what, man? My father told me, Nicky, everybody on this earth needs somebody to believe in them and encourage them. We all need encouragement. We all need it because our belief falters. We doubt ourselves. So what I do, man, professionally, what makes me Nicky B, the man, the myth, the legend, is I am a professional encourager and believer in people. And that because I see their greatness before they do. And I take a guy who's been stuck at 50K, 100K, 200K, fivefold, tenfold, 100-fold up. And the reason is because they're being encouraged. Your ceiling can be low, it can be high, but it's still a ceiling. And you need a professional believer in people, a professional encourager to make you believe you're going to get past that ceiling. Boom. Mic drop 2. See ya.
Mic drop 2. I love it, and you're absolutely right, because I tell people, a lot of people are just one reframe away from getting closer to what they want. One reframe away. Like, people will come in the gym and say, I want to lose 20 pounds, but it's going to be hard, right? If you reverse it and say it's going to be hard, but I'm going to lose 20 pounds, just that little reframe switches how that sentence rings. And your subconscious mind holds on to those negative thoughts, and you just reframe that thought. Like, when I first started this podcast, my first thought was, you got Joe Rogan out there, you got celebrities out there, you got professional athletes out there. It's like, who's gonna listen to me? But then I was like, I've led many people throughout my years in the restaurants. I'm leading people now in fitness. I'm just gonna get up here and just do what I do. I had no idea how to find guests. I'm booking into the end of March 2026 right now. And I started out not even knowing how to find guests, so it's just about having that little reframe, to your point, and then finding that professional encourager. So what types of people do you work with?
Man, that's a great question. I work with people who have big, beautiful hearts and are wanting to make a difference for their fellow man and woman. And I work for people who are some sort of a thought leader, an authority, an expert, a coach, a consultant, an author, a speaker. That's the kind of person I work with. Somebody who uses their heart, their love, and their brain power to make a difference for their fellow man and woman. That's who I work with. So I give you another example. I had a client came to me. He was a personal fitness trainer as well. He was doing about $3,000 a month, and he was just not getting anywhere. The reason was he was a bit all over the place. His name is Callum. Man, he started working with us. We helped him narrow his focus. We helped him narrow his focus to working with dads. New dads. The dad bod man. That dude. He went from $3,000 a month to averaging $20,000 a month, and his best month was $43,000. Within 2 years of working with us, he opened up his own gym, and now an average month for him is $90,000 a month. $90,000 a month as a personal fitness trainer who now owns his own gym.
Wow. How did he find you?
He was a referral from a happy client.
Okay. That's always the best way.
Those are good things, man. Happy clients.
True. All right. So when you first got into this, like, does it look now the way you thought it would when you first started it?
No, brother, not at all, man. Like, I mean, the visions that I had were like hazy, and this just is like a clear reality of where I'm going at. Business is never what you think it's going to be. The great German general Helmut von Moltke said, no battle plan survives first contact with the enemy. No vision of business survives first contact with the marketplace.
You are correct. Like, I remember when I first got into it, I was renting space at a place, and I was also doing corporate fitness in 3 other places. So like, I was using that money from the corporate fitness to pay the mortgage. And I won a scholarship for Fitness Business Summit out in California. Nice. And I was sitting there listening to one of the speakers, and the guy says, if you have a plan B, he's like, plan A is never going to come into fruition. And I was like, all right. I said, but it was a little nerve-wracking at first, just because, like I said, I was using that extra money to pay for my house. But then the guy was like, how many hours a week are you working at these other three places? And I said, I don't know, about 15 or so. So he's like, imagine if you put those 15 hours into your business, what do you think your business is going to look like? And to his point, he was right. It's like I had my resignation letters typed up while I was on the plane, and I resigned from those three. And yeah, within about 90 days, it skyrocketed, because I was laser focused on it. So to your point, that's spot on. So when people first start with you, what's usually their biggest struggles?
Man, they just don't believe in themselves the way they should, man. They lack conviction. They lack certainty. Right? And what I do is I give them belief. I give them encouragement. I make them believe in themselves again. We get that going. And then we get them to call people. They got to call people to get business. There's no trying to hide behind social media posts. No, you're getting on the phone. You're having conversations with human beings that need you, people that are souls in suffering, and you're going to speak to them and you're going to give them your all to get them out of suffering, and you're going to ask them to do business with you. That's what I do for people. Now there's a lot more as well, but in a nutshell, that's where we take people because they've got to do it. If they're not having sales conversations, they're not in business. They're in a hobby. You've got to have sales conversations. Without sales, you don't have a business. You have a hobby. Sales equals love, 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 love. Service, 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 service. Sales, service, love, love, service, sales. That's what it's all about, brother.
Absolutely. Have you heard of Billie Jean?
Which Billie Jean? Billie Jean King, the tennis player?
No, I think his last name is Shaw. Billie Jean Shaw. He's a big time marketer out of San Diego, California. But you remind me a lot of him. Like he's very, very energetic, but he knows everything marketing. Like he's got such a brilliant mind, but his energy is through the roof, just like yours is. So as I was listening to you, he just reminded me of him. So I was curious. All right, so what is it about what you do that people need to know that you haven't covered yet?
What I do?
What threw you a curveball?
I tell you what, man, that I haven't covered yet. There's a few things everybody's got to understand, okay? Number one is don't make it about you, make it about them. We talked about this already, right? Number two is narrow your focus, narrow your niche. Number three is charge large. The biggest mistake people make is they undercharge. You hurt your clients when you undercharge. I'm going to say that again. You hurt your clients when you undercharge. Because if you don't get what you should get, you won't give what you should give. And that means they won't get the full value and benefit of what you have to offer. Charge appropriately. Okay, I have a story for you. Final story, and then we wrap up and land this plane. This man, Chris, owned an acupuncture clinic in Manhattan, did well, 150 grand a year, but that's not a lot of money in Manhattan. He said, Nicky, I want to tenfold my income. I said, all right. I looked at his business. He did everything right except one thing. He undercharged. I said, you don't charge enough. He said, okay. I can raise my fees 10%. I go, 10%. He said, what, 20%? 30? You got to 20-fold your fees. Like, what? 20-fold? No one's going to pay. Are you kidding me? Relax. Stop hyperventilating. No one's going to pay. No, relax. I finally persuaded him to 7-fold his fees. He wouldn't go 20-fold. Instantly, he 20-folded the amount of business he brought in. Instantly. Wow. He went from 150 grand to 1.2 million in 4 months. In 4 months, Robert.
Wow.
Because he started valuing what he had to offer, and the marketplace started valuing what he had to offer. Because when you charge what you're worth, people will pay. Now, don't overcharge, but don't undercharge either. No, sir.
So what do you have to say with people that struggle with that? I mean, I struggled with it. Get
over it. Stop trying to persuade me that anything you're saying has any validity. I'm right. You're wrong. Get over it. Or stay poor. I don't want to argue with you. stay poor, or if you want to get rich, listen to the man who's made dozens of people rich. Your choice.
Love it. How can people get in touch with you?
You go to eCircleAcademy.com/appointment. If you're someone in business and you want to have a talk, or if you're just someone in life and you want to have a talk, and you want someone with energy to burn, you want someone to show you how to get past the plateau you've been stuck on, you want to go to eCircleAcademy.com/appointment. Let's take your life. Let's take your business. Let's take your day from tragic to magic.
I might have to call you. I'm going to be launching a speaking business soon. You can use your energy.
Happy to talk, my brother.
My sister said you sound like me.
Boom, your sister
right,
knows what she speaks of.
All right, so I know you got a heart out. So thank you for taking the time to come. This was a very fun and informative show. Like I said, your energy's through the roof. I gotta bring you back so we can do a full 45 minutes to an hour. But yeah, I'll definitely have you back on, and I do want to talk about your business as well. So again, thank you and take care.
Thank you, Rob.
You've been listening to Shut Up and Grind. We hope you've gotten some useful and practical information from this show. Robert has over 20 years experience pouring his knowledge and expertise at many events in the service and fitness industry, as well as secondary schools and universities. He has a true passion for helping others break through the barriers that are holding them back. To book Robert B. Foster to speak or to reach out, go to robertbfoster.com. Till next time, shut up and grind.